A teacher is not just a teacher. They are many things as well. And by the way, if I forget any, please comment below and let me know what I've forgotten. Number 1 is a therapist. Teachers are therapists. They have to help a child with their fears, their insecurities, not knowing what to do with their future. It's exhausting work. Number 2, a nurse. Teachers, they probably shouldn't, but handing out plasters, making sure all the kids are okay, making sure the playground, if there's no incidents. Number 3, policeman or woman. How often do teachers go into break time duty and have to break up fights? Very unsafe as well. Number 4, social worker. How often do parents have to email home to make sure that the child's either in the homework or everything's okay at home, especially if they work in an SEN school? Sometimes teachers are actually parent substitutes. They are great role models because sometimes maybe these children need a different frame of mind and a different perspective of how to behave in the real world. Motivational speaker. Teachers sometimes have to go on stage in assemblies and motivate the children to do the right thing and do the right thing in school, at home, and obviously in class. And what's crazy about that is motivational speakers charge anywhere between £100 to £1,000 an hour. This is what I charged at school recently when I was a motivational speaker. Careers advisor. So teachers are not only just a teacher, they're advising children on their future. Data analysis. Teachers spend so much of their weekend sacrificing family time to put data into a computer. Administrator. Teachers do have to prepare work. They have to go to the photocopy machine and make sure all the work has been done, ready for a whole class, not just for 1 hour a day, but for 6 hours a day. Event planner. Teachers have to plan events like the Christmas show, the charity balls, prom. Behavior specialist. Teachers have to know exactly when to switch their own behavior to adapt to the behavior of 30 different personalities, which, by the way, they shouldn't do because children should be learning this behavior at home. Safeguard officer. So teachers have to make sure that the child is safe at school as well. And if they hear anything that something might have happened outside of school, like at home, they have to analyse. I know PE teachers, I was an old PE teacher. If we detect a bruise in a particular place, we have to report that. Emotional coach. So teachers often have to be emotional coaches for students, especially if they're going through relationship troubles, which is another business, but anyway, friendship troubles, etc. Teachers are often first aid trained. If there's a problem in school, teachers obviously have to be the first responder and make sure the student is being safe. He coughed. Decorator. So teachers have to make sure their classroom is looking very, very pretty to make sure their students are ready to learn, just in case they turn around and switch off from the lesson, just look at the wall, just to learn something new. Cheerleader. Teachers often have to champion students through their work all day, every single day. Mental health advocate. So teachers need to make sure that the children's mental health is on point, making sure they're okay. If they detect any fluctuation in their behavior or sadness or emotions, they have to report that as well. Not all the time, but sometimes. Super bladder. Teachers do actually have to have a super bladder because sometimes they're not allowed to go out for a break or go to the toilet when they are either teaching and they have to do extracurricular stuff during break time or lunchtime. Curriculum designer. Teachers have to make sure they are designing a bespoke curriculum to the whole class and each year group depending on the fluctuations of the pathetic Department of Education, and they're changing the goalposts every 5 seconds. Tutor or mentor. Obviously, teachers have to make sure they're not only teaching their content, which they went to university for, but they are making sure that they look after a form time, making sure they look after form groups to make sure they are succeeding in school as well. And this is where a lot of this other extra things come in. Cleaner. Teachers must make sure they clean the classroom, make sure everything's okay, make sure everything's all safe to go into the next room. Resource manager, sometimes out of their own pocket. How many teachers do you know that actually buy their own Pritt sticks, buy their own special colour board markers to make sure that learning is engaging and fun, of which apparently there's no budget in the current education system for the schools to purchase their own glue sticks. It's out of the pittance that teachers get paid out of their own pocket. Tech support. Teachers have to make sure they're technical magicians to make sure that students are obviously understanding the iPads, the computers, their phones. Peacekeeper. Teachers must make sure they are peacekeepers in the classroom. They have to settle, they have to analyse the behaviour of what's going on to make sure they settle Frankie over there, because you don't want Frankie to wind up little Isabel, do you? Because there'll be a massive uproar. And obviously teacher. They are teachers at the end of the day, but how often as a teacher do you have to make sure that you're not showing anything on social media? You are in and around on a weekend to make sure that if any parents see you misbehaving or going out and enjoying yourself, you can get put in condemnation for it. I know for a fact that one time when I was a teacher, I actually went out in Birmingham a night out. A parent saw me, told the school, all I was doing was just drinking alcohol because that's what people do at the weekend. And I got dragged into the head teacher's office and reprimanded, saying I need to be more careful in case there's parents around. I was in a school in Nuneaton and I was out in Birmingham. It's one. I'm not only a teacher in the class, I'm a teacher in my home life, in private. There's no switch off point. It's absolutely crazy. If you are a teacher and you feel as if this is all starting to be too much and you're not in a very good school and you're being manipulated by a toxic leadership team, then just drop me a message saying kid coach, and I'm going to show you the exact 18 steps that I took to leave the education system free of charge. For now, have a look at all these. I'll probably miss those. If I have missed any, please let me know. I'll see you on the other side.